From VTV Channel 6 Studios in downtown Vernal, this is Local Point with your host, Chris Piner.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to Local Point, brought to you by Strata Networks. I'm your host, David Gale, in for Chris Piner today. And on today's show, we welcome to the studio Liz Ivy and Elise Coyle to talk about the organization Keeping Love in Communities, or also known as KLIC. I guess you could also be known as KLIC. Do you guys go by KLIC by chance? Because it happens to fit together very well. Yeah, very good. It's a clever name, KLIC. I've never heard of KLIC, Keeping Love in Communities. What exactly is the organization?
So we started a charity in 2010, and we raise money for people in our community who are fighting cancer.
Now, when you say we, you two, is that it?
And our husbands.
Really? Just the two of you?
Yeah. We have a board of directors, and so they help us to distribute the money and help us stay within the guidelines of what we should for all of the government regulations. But yes, we get to do it, and it's awesome.
That's great. Now, if you don't mind me asking, there must be been some reason the two of you decided suddenly to do this. What was the catalyst for this?
So in 2008, we went to Relay for Life to support Elise's mother-in-law who was fighting cancer, and it was a wonderful experience. And then in 2009, we went to honor her mother-in-law, and she had passed away from cancer, and it was an absolute wonderful thing to go and to experience and to feel that camaraderie between everyone. And while we were there that night, we had raised a lot of money doing odd things, selling stuff and selling popcorn and doing games. And we had quite a few people on our team who were fighting cancer. And the next morning, we turned in the money that we had raised that night. And me and my sister-in-law, Tiffany, who was our team captain, then we were walking over to turn in our money, and we had a couple $1,000s in our hand. And I walked by one guy on our team who was fighting cancer, and he happened to be spending like $500 a month on prescriptions. And I was walking by, and I was like, oh, wouldn't this be so nice if we could just give this to him? But obviously we couldn't. We'd raised it for the American Cancer Society, and so we went and turned it in and just had a wonderful time. And we just got to thinking, why can't we raise money and help people in our community who are fighting cancer, who are really having that day-to-day struggle of this crazy thing happened, and we weren't planning on it, and who budgets to go out to Salt Lake every day for a month or whatever. Sure. We don't budget for that, and it's hard, and it's nice if you can just concentrate on fighting cancer and not all of the other stuff that comes with that. So
wow. Yeah. So you saw a need, and it felt good to do something about it, and you said, well, why not?
Yeah.
Not exactly.
Okay.
As we talked about it, we knew there was a need. We knew that we needed to fill the niche of an immediate need for people who'd been diagnosed with cancer and their families. But at the same time, we knew it was a big thing. We wanted to make sure that we had a foundation that was going to last, that could grow, because we knew this need was bigger than what we even realized it was at the time. Yeah. So we did a lot of research online. We looked at what we needed to do, got our paperwork in order, and got a great board of directors behind us. Worked on bylaws. There's a lot of paperwork that goes in to getting that all in line so that we're a good, strong foundation.
Did you have any help in doing this, or was this all just you looking online and going, please, somebody?
It was hundreds of hours of researching online.
Wow.
And making all my kids take a nap so I could sit down for a few minutes and figure it out, and we got it done, and it's been an awesome experience.
From the time that you decided that, we should do this, to the time that it was official and you could actually, I guess, start raising money and then helping people out, how long did that take?
We started in January of 2010. We got our first domestic nonprofit corporate permit in February, and got all of the other charitable permit stuff in place by June when we did our first fundraiser.
And what was your first fundraiser?
Click in Your Step, which is what we're mainly going to talk about tonight.
Okay.
But that is our main fundraiser that we do for our cancer fund. And it's started off as an all-night walk just because we love the Relay for Life. We love that atmosphere and that environment and what it can do to boost those people. And so we started off with that, and it's just kind of evolved into what it is now.
How did it go the first time? I know it's your very first one. Did you have participation? Did people come out?
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
It was awesome.
It was overwhelming, and we did have those moments when we were down at the park, setting up all day long, and it was getting close. The way we start is we go to the park on Main Street and actually have a survivor lap down Main Street to the ball fields where we have the walk for the night. And as we were getting things ready, I kept saying to Liz and my husband and Shane, what if nobody comes?
Right.
What if we just have a party all night by ourselves? But it was amazing. We got up there and there were survivors with their shirts on, and the fire department and the EMTs, and so many people come to support those people and their family members and friends that we had, I would say, over 200 people in attendance the first year, and it has just grown from that.
Really?
So it's been awesome.
Well, I'm sure that it's coming up again pretty soon, and I want to ask you more questions about that. We just have a few seconds left. I want to know how you felt that night.
I don't think words can really express what it is that we're able to do.
And I don't think we even knew what we were doing and what we were getting into and what the journey would be. So excited and overwhelmed and so grateful, but that was just the beginning.
Yeah, and we got a lot more to talk about, so stay with us right here. We're going to go to a quick sponsor, Strata Networks, and then we're going to hear more about what's coming up and how you can help. We'll be right back.
Strata Networks is proud to bring the first true 4G LTE network to the Uinta Basin. 4G LTE is the most powerful mobile broadband available anywhere in the world. With speeds up to 10 times faster than 3G, you can stay connected like never before. Video chat without delay, stream HD TV or movies in an instant, and download or upload in seconds. For details, visit us in Roosevelt or Vernal or call 622-5007. More speed, more power. 4G LTE, only from Strata Networks.
All right, welcome back to Local Point. Once again, I'm joined by Liz Ivy and Elise Coyle. They're here to talk about KLIC, or Keeping Love in Communities. KLIC, you might have heard us say it a few times. So we were just talking about your first real event and the success of it. So now you have a little bit of a revenue stream for this nonprofit organization. How do you decide who you help?
Well, part of our mission statement was that we don't have to tell anybody no. We always wanted to be able to have the funds to help anyone who came to us that needed help. So we tried to work out a structure of specific things that we could do to help people who have been diagnosed with cancer. One of the main things that we do are gas vouchers. People who are traveling back and forth a lot of times for chemotherapy and radiation, or back and forth to the Utah Valley, Salt Lake Valley, quite a lot. So we will give them gas vouchers that they can use at the local gas stations to get them out and back. We also help with overnight stays, fill propane tanks, pay utilities, anything like that we can do to just help supplement their budget while they're in treatments.
That's great. And I understand that there's also kind of a separation of the different groups of people you help. Liz, you were talking about there's 3 different kinds of group categories here?
So we have 3 funds. Our main fund is the Cancer Fund, and so we do a couple fundraisers for that, and that's our biggest revenue. We have a very small fund. It's the Community Fund. Our only fundraiser that we do for that is this. It's the Indian Bay Adventure Race, and that's going to be June 14th at Starvation State Park. It's a 5K obstacle course race, and it's a lot of fun. And so if you're interested, you can get on our Facebook page and find out more information on how to register for that.
So it's not just running, but it's also like going through mud and stuff.
Yep.
And you say that the proceeds for that go specifically to
the Community Fund, and that's just a really small fund, but it's a fund available if somebody's house burns down or something really crazy happens and they need some money right then.
Sure.
We don't have to wait to put a can at the gas station and get some funds raised for them. We can get them some clothes or put them up in a hotel or whatever needs to be done. And then there's third fund is one that we just started, and that's called KLIC Kids, and that is raising money specifically for kids who are fighting cancer. And that's just started. We're still filling the waters on that and what we're going to do with that, but we're really excited about that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit more about your main race. What do you call it? Click in your step. Click in your step. When is that coming up? How can people get involved?
Okay, so here's the flyer for that, and it is going to be June 27th at 6 o'clock. 6:30.
6:30. It says right there. I see it.
So 6:30 we meet at Wallace Park and Main Street in Duchesne.
Okay.
If you'd like to get a team and raise some funds, then that would be great. If you don't want to, you can come and participate. And what we do is we have businesses make pledges, and for every $5 that they pledge, we will walk a lap to earn that money.
Okay.
And so you can come and just walk laps and earn that money that businesses have pledged. If you do want to get a team together, we can get you a packet, and it will explain everything that we do and kind of what we would like for a team. You can gather up your friends and family and work together to raise some money for the charity, which is also a fun thing to do together.
In fact, in case we run out of time towards the end, if somebody wanted to contact the organization, what's the best way to do that?
On the Facebook page. So we
Okay.
have, on Facebook, we have KLIC, KLIC, and you can get on there and send a message. Liz and I check that every couple of days, and we can get whatever we need to you.
And I think it might be Keeping Love in Communities.
Is it Keeping Love
I
in
think
Communities?
maybe.
Okay.
Try
You
both.
can check both of them.
Try both. It won't take you
Yeah.
but 2 seconds
Sorry.
to try it again. So how many Click in Your Steps have you done now? What number is this?
This is our 5th.
Your 5th one.
Our 5th, so it's a big one.
That is a big one. That's an anniversary one.
And and our theme is really cool this year. It's Strong Alone, Stronger Together. And so we're just going to kind of correlate the armed forces. One segment of the armed forces is strong, but when all of the armed forces work together, they're very strong. And so are we as a community. One person, yes, they can fight cancer, but when we get together and we work together, we're so much stronger, and they can do so much better with our help and our support for them.
And the last 4 years, how has it grown? I'm assuming that you've got more people involved. What do you expect this year compared?
We are actually hoping this year to double our money. Last year we raised about we raised $33,000. We were able to distribute $30,000 back to the community members who are fighting cancer, and we really hope to double that. You know, if we could get 60,000, then that would be amazing, and we can help so many more people in so many more ways.
Which means that everybody out there watching, you all need to go out and participate so that we can raise more money. This is, I mean, it's an incredible story to hear grassroots efforts like this coming out of kind of nothing. What do you see for the future? I mean, if things continue to grow like they do, are you going to need more people to help on the board or otherwise? I mean, what can people do to help you guys grow this?
Well, the first thing you can do to help us grow this is to get the word out. And if you know of people who are in need or are fighting cancer, send them our way.
Yeah.
Sometimes we found that it's almost easier to raise money than it is to give it away, because we have to find those people that we need. And that was a big push that we made this last year, was getting the word out and getting beyond Duchesne and Roosevelt and really spreading out into the Uinta Basin.
Yeah.
So send people our way. The other thing you can do is to volunteer. If you don't want to put a team together, you don't really want to walk, we have kids games, we have food, we have entertainment, we have all sorts of things going on that night. Bring your family down. It's a great place to be. You can come down and volunteer. We can always use another pair of hands. So.
This is awesome. Okay, before we go, we've only got like 20 seconds left or so. Remind us of the dates and times and places.
June 27th. We meet at the park on Main Street in Duchesne at 6:30. We walk with the survivors down Main Street, and it is absolutely amazing. We walk to Roy Park and have a wonderful time. The Utah National Guard is going to be there this year with their little rock wall and everything, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well done. I thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming in, but more importantly, thank you for keeping love in the community. I mean, it's so great to see our little communities, what we can do together when we just put our hearts into something. So again,
really
thank you
is.
for coming, and thank you, of course, for watching today's show. Support them, and we'll see you right here next time on VTV Channel 6.